Hello, good morning, good afternoon, or indeed good evening, depending on your time zone and depending on when you are watching this. It is Wednesday, the 15th of July, 2020, already halfway through most people's working week. I'm James Innes, and this is my YouTube show, The Jobs Guru. I'm delighted to see you here for today's episode. I extend a very warm welcome to all those who have subscribed since the last episode, and if you haven't yet subscribed, then please do think about subscribing so that you don't miss out on the next episode. In today's show, I'm going to be covering a question from one of my viewers. And next in the interview question series, I'll be asking, why is water tasteless? Crikey. Answers on a postcard, please. If you have any questions or comments as you watch, then do please let me have them below in the comment section. And if you like what you see, then do please hit it with that YouTube thumbs up. So, on to that question from one of my viewers. Today's question has been sent in by Bryone in Winchester. Dear James, I was an NHS nurse during the coronavirus outbreak and witnessed firsthand how difficult it was for hospitals to cope with a lack of equipment and resources, etc. There's been a great deal of public sympathy for NHS staff, which has been truly heartwarming, but I am concerned that this will be short-lived and things will return to normal once the crisis is over. I actually contracted coronavirus, and this resulted inevitably in an extended period away from work. Should I mention this in my CV or during an interview? I don't want prospective employers to think that I didn't take my responsibilities seriously enough and that I was in any way to blame for contracting the virus, when it was really due to the lack of equipment and not because I didn't wash my hands thoroughly enough or anything like that. Well, okay then, Bryone in Winchester. First of all, thank you to you and your colleagues for your bravery and dedication over these past few months. And I do hope that you've now fully recovered from the virus. I know it can be a slow process. In all honesty, and I'm sure this will come as a relief to you, I don't think you have anything at all whatsoever to worry about when it comes to letting prospective employers know that you had the virus. The plight of NHS staff has been very well documented, and I don't see any recruiter perceiving this as anything but a reflection of your courage, being in the front line during these challenging times. If anything, it's to your advantage. On balance though, yeah, I think I personally would refrain from saying anything about it unless it actually comes up naturally in the conversation or if they ask you directly about it, because medical issues like this really are a personal matter. They have no bearing on your ability or your fitness to do the job for which you're applying, so it's just not relevant. But as I say, if it does come up, then don't be shy about it. Be proud. I'm always open to interesting new questions from my viewers, particularly interesting one there from Bryone. So if you have a workplace, jobs, careers, or employment-related question for me, then do please type it into that comment section below, and I may well feature it in a future episode of this show. And if I do, then one of my limited edition Collector's Item Jobs Guru coffee mugs will be yours. I know you want one. You know you want one. Now, as well as heading up James Innes Group, I am also the UK's best-selling careers author, and amongst my titles is the Interview, Question and Answer book. It is, of course, available in all good bookshops, or if you'd like a signed copy from yours truly, then there's a link in the description of this video. Each Wednesday, I'm taking questions from that book and looking at how to answer them. At the moment, I'm taking those questions from the chapter I entitled Weird and Wonderful Questions. Today's question, why is water tasteless? Similar questions include, why doesn't air smell? No, don't get me started. Back to the question in hand. Why is water tasteless? Questions like this originally came on the scene in the 1990s and were mainly used when hiring software staff for large multinationals like Apple. But they spread like wildfire, or like a nasty disease, and you could now be asked a question like this in pretty much any interview. Besides testing your ability to think clearly and logically, this question does also involve an element of general knowledge, of course. So, how to answer? The natural substance water per se tends to be tasteless, wrote Aristotle. Pure, pH-neutral water is not salty, sour, sweet or bitter, and it's certainly not umami. Neither does it have any smell, since it is the solvent which your body uses to dissolve other molecules so that you can then smell them. Water makes up the majority of the human body. Do you know the taste of your own tongue? It's hard to taste something you're made of. Of course, most of the water we drink actually has various impurities in it, which we can taste, hence the success of bottled water. But now we're getting pernickety. Nevertheless, there's nothing to stop you from pointing that out to the interview, of course, As usual, I have plucked a little example answer from my book for you. Well, I believe that water does have a certain taste, and people who buy bottled water must agree. As we are largely made of water, we're no doubt not sensitive to the taste of water itself, but instead the various minerals and sometimes salts that bottled water contains, or other impurities that tap water contains. London tap water certainly isn't tasteless. I'm not exactly saying it's tasty either, though. Okay. That example from my book, I'm currently updating that book, working on a brand new edition, the 3rd edition, I think, of that book. So if you have any interview questions which you think I should be considering for possible inclusion in the next edition, do please let me know in the comment section below. And if I use your question, then obviously there'll be a complimentary signed copy of that new edition for you. I may even throw in a free interview coaching session with me if you like, the man who literally wrote the book on interviews. Or of course, you can just pop along and book a session at jamesinnes.group. So now we're not far from the end of today's show. I'll be back tomorrow, Thursday, for the final show of the week. Remember, this show is Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday each, and pretty much every week. Yes, even when I'm on holiday. Just 2 more things. First, I must squeeze in some routine but important requests. Do please check me out on social media and connect, follow, or otherwise stalk me. But no trolling. Please, no trolling. Life is too short for trolls. If you have any questions or comments about this episode, about the show in general, or indeed about life, the universe, the climate in Normandy, whatever, do please let me have them below. If you like this episode, hit it with the YouTube thumbs up. If you've already done that, then, do think about subscribing to my channel, as well as ringing that bell, so you get automatic notifications of future episodes. If you've already done all of that, then thank you very much. Finally, what is happening in the next episode? In Thursday's show, I'll be looking at the week's workplace news. I do hope you'll tune in. Thank you for watching today. Keep safe and be well, my friends. Goodbye.